So I've been taking Sam's Mini apart for a few hours now, and things keep on just dropping out from the nooks and crannies. It must have rattled its brains out driving along, and little rattles and things. There was a nut found behind the dashboard, 7/16 socket, and just any amount of nuts and bolts lying about. This thing must have rattled more than normal. You've got to make sure you keep hold of things like this. I mean, that's brand new. It's been hidden behind the dashboard for who knows how long. But you keep everything that you find, because you don't know, it might have some significance. And the best thing you've got to keep are things like this. Everybody has a choke peg. So that might have been in the car for ages. That means a lot to Sam. So everything like that gets kept and put away or wrapped up where it should be. In this case, the choke peg is getting taped to the bottom dash rail right next to the choke cable. Keep it nice and safe. I keep on wandering past that thinking, shall I have a go of it? Happy banana? Nah, it's getting moved. It's been on the shelf, and now it's on the parcel shelf. I think it can stay there. I'm not quite ready for that. If I'm that hungry, I think I would just go and get a banana rather than drink a banana drink. I'm not that desperate yet. Right, let's see where we're at now. Dashboard's almost out. Steering column out. I'm ready to take the wiring loom out now. These have been a bugger as normal. So that's the rear wiring harness. So that all them bullet connectors are just as old as the car. So I've cleaned them out. I've put some release fluid down. I'm hoping that they'll all just pull apart soon. But the main wiring harness is ready to pull out. And then I've got these two. I don't think I'll tackle them tonight because they're a pain in the arse. Them two, if you've got the two plungers that go through this cross member, and they mount on the pedal box under there. Right under there. There's right. Where is it? Up here. No, under there. I can't remember. There's two pins and two split pins as well. You lie on your back, contort yourself, and pull the pins out. Not really in the mood tonight. It's getting a bit late. My eyes are telling us it's getting a bit late. So I might just pull the loom out and call that a night. Getting a fair bit done. I just need to figure out how to try and get the wings off and the ear panels off. See if we can save them. We'll maybe be able to give them to Sam for him to sell on. But what I have noticed, so this has had a new scuttle at some point. This is the scuttle. It's had a new scuttle put in by another restoration company. So instead of putting it in and saying like repairing this correctly, they haven't bothered their arse. They've just lashed it in, tried a bit of welding there, and then they've thought, can't be bothered to weld the scuttle to the dash panel. So they just haven't bothered. See how I can get my screwdriver in? So this right along there, all the way along to the end, them two should be welded together, and the bulkhead comes through the middle. So there's like a triple panel here. So you got your top dash rail, your bulkhead. I mean, they're not even welded together. I mean, it forms some part of the structure. I mean, whoops. Oh. I think I've made it worse. Lucky that's getting replaced. But that should have been welded to that. So, lucky this is getting done. Right, let's pull out the wiring harness. It's a bit wobbly. Why is that wobbly? Can't see right. Right, I'll put the phone down and pull the wiring harness out. Just busy starting on taking the wings off. Little Yorkie, we're going to call him Little Yorkie from now on. And I've just got my trusty hammer out and my go-to chisel. Best thing since sliced bread. What I've just been doing is I use this to just pry under between two panels. Usually they don't come apart, but where they've had wings put on previously, they've just come apart straight away. A couple of swift taps and it's just come apart from the inner wing and the outer wing. Now if that's the case, this wing's going to come off quite easily, but it shouldn't have. These two should be fused together. That weld should have, well, fused itself into the inner wing, and it just hasn't. So there's a weld there and a one there. Maybe there's one there too. The same on this side. So whoever's done the wing replacement before, if this is going to drop off like that, it's pretty shocking, like, to be honest. That this kind of craftsmanship or workmanship is out there. It's not craftsmanship, this, by any standards. There, it's just come apart. Wow. And this has been on the road like that. I know it doesn't matter. The wings are not structural on a Mini, so the front wing, the front panel, all this at the front isn't structural, so you can drive a Mini without this on. This is where the structure starts. So, but still, right, I'll just keep on going. I'll tap away and see if it just comes apart. Right, have a look again and see if it comes apart further down. Yeah, the foam is going to fall off. But as I suspected, it's just knocking apart. It's coming apart. I'll carry on. Here's a funny little thing as well. So these, the seam strips, this is the seam strip on the Mini, runs right the way down here. And it clips on with interference clips, for want of a better word. But this one, no, this doesn't clip on with interference clips. This clips on with a little bit of a weld there. And a little bit of a weld at the bottom. And wouldn't you know it, it's the same on the other side. Well, it's not hidden. Oh, I'll have to get squeezed in. Oh. Yeah. Oh, there's two welds on there. And one on the bottom as well. What have I gotten done so far? Wow. The wings are off. The outer wings are off the inner wings. Cut the inner wings out just to gain access. That's them on the floor. Carry on cutting. That's the seam strip off. So there's the little clips that hold it on. So we've got two there and no more. Usually you find some in the channel, and we've got none in the channel. So it never had any hope of fitting on and staying on. Make you wonder. Right, another bit for the scrap pile. I think this inner wing, I think this wing and ear panel is just held on now with seam sealer. You can see the seam sealer cracking as I'm pulling it. You can see the actual ear panel's coming apart as well. Yeah, I think if I carry on wiggling that, it's going to come apart. That's a new one on me. You can just see the bonding in there. There. Oh. Where's my gauge? There. See the gap?
where the ear panel meets the inner ear post. They've bonded it on with some sort of silicone or something. You cannot. Can you see it? Can you tell what it is yet? I think I'm Rolf Harris. No, I'm not Rolf Harris. Right.
So we've got the wing, the scuttle panel join here, and it's had either seam sealer or Sikaflex or something joining it, and I've just pulled and it's come apart. So it's been a little tack weld there, a couple down the inner wing, it's come apart. Now that flange there, that lip there, should have been welded to there before this closer panel goes on, and it wasn't. It was just a bit of bonding, glue or whatever it is. This front end is just about off. I'll do the same the other side. That come off remarkably easy. Anybody care for a front end for a minute? That's it, off. That's me done for the night. Time to go and have a beer and a bath.
Spot weld drill's been there and there.
That's where they were welded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, but I think, is it not where there's... It's weird, isn't it? Because it shouldn't have that crater on the outside. No. It looks very round.
It should. They must have drilled in from this side and they filled it from this side. But they've only had like... How many did I count there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the gap between them two last ones, there should have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, another 6.
One there. So that would be in a nice place to put a little plug weld.
Well, that's a factory one.
There
factory
and there.
And that's dodgy as well, so we'll have to get rid of that. Where the old meets the new.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of that and we'll have to re-body work that. Yeah, I think you might be right. That's overlapping, and it's not. It hasn't been continuously welded.
Couple of spot welds. Where you going?
Oh, it's way high. How are they, Eddie? Tell us what we've just found out about the scuttle and what we're going to do now.
So, what we found out is I should have been wearing earplugs or ear defenders.
Aye, that's why I've always got mine on.
Because I feel like I've just come out of a war zone. But we were going to leave the scuttle panel on. However, we've got a probably about 15 to 20 centimetre overlap where the previous restorers put the scuttle panel on. We've also got inside some repairs to do. If Greg can limbo under that. piece there. So in here we've got some rusty bits of stuff here.
So what we'll do,
It's hard not to swear.
whoa, it looks even worse in the daylight.
Yeah, so panel's gone through here. To order this replacement panel you need to buy a full window surround, which we're not going to do for the sake of that area there. Once we get the scuttle off, we'll be able to repair in there and make sure that we've got the inner wings in properly and the new front bulkhead.
Do you think the other side's as bad as well?
Well, the other side, I would guess so.
Can't see it.
I need to get that piece out, but once the scuttle's off, it'll be a shit ton easier.
You can see the step in the panel, and you can see the three. Or the gap where it can't close. It's never been able to close, and there's like the overlap there. Because that should be flush. You should be able to just weld that flush and fill it, file it down, and very minimal filler. But the filler was from about that point up there somewhere.
Yeah, it was not the worst we've seen.
It's not the worst we've seen on this on Sam's Mini, like. Poor thing. We shouldn't carry on calling it, you know. It's all right. It's all right now.
It is. It's getting there. So on the front, so you should have, which you've got on this side. Let's get the light on. So you should have
That's your ear post.
ear post down here, of which your inner wing welds to, and comes around here on the front. So you'd have a nice structural join there between the panels. But if we go over to the driver's side, we didn't have the ear post which wraps around and where your door hinges will go onto.
Right.
You just had the inner wing spot welded to what was left of the ear post. So Sam did have a few problems with his doors closing and catching and whatnot.
It bounced about, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or did it drop when he opened it or something?
This side particularly, it was difficult to shut, put it that way. So that won't have helped one little bit.
I had about 6 washes,
Yeah.
so that it was spaced off just to try and do it. So it was just bouncing around on the washes. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's tea time.
right, tonight's effort's going to be spent repairing the lower dash parcel. Is it a dash parcel shelf? Aye, lower dashboard parcel shelf. Aye, yeah. So that's, you can see that bit's knackered. I could attempt to just weld it. I don't know what to do. Attempt to weld it back up. Let's have a look underneath. Aye, it might actually just weld back together, and then aye, it's not damaged anyway. It's just split apart. Might be able to do that. There's another one there. Rather than try to replicate it, there's that, and there's a little hole here, and then these two end bits. That bit, it's had a bit sliced off the bottom, and this bit around the corner. Yeah, I think that's knackered, and that needs to go to there. Needs to fit down. I might just attempt to repair them. Right, I'll drag the welder around. Where's the welder? Come to me. Hey, pretty boy. Let's get you out. Out of hibernation. Right. I've done my template. My CAD template. Also known as cardboard aided design. So I'll transfer that design now onto a piece of sheet steel. Then all I'm going to do is, you can see I've bent like a 90-degree angle. I'm going to cut it back here somewhere and just weld a new full panel into there. Replace that bit. A bit boring, I know, looking at cardboard, but that's both cardboard templates now made for the panels for the dash rail So that goes up there. You can see the panel I'm trying to replicate. I think this panel here, it kind of tucks in under there. Bit of a weird, just a locating panel, I think. Just don't know what you would call it. Right. So now I've got that. I can replicate that on. Then I can flip it over, and it'll do that one over there. Right. I just need to transfer both these. Where's the other one? There's some flat plate. I'll get some flat plate. Move that to the garage. That's the boring panels that I'm making up. Throwing on the bench. I'm not going to bother using the metal form. I'll just use the vise. I'll bend them in the vise and make them fit. Well, this is exactly what I built this bench for. It's a nice 90-degree angle. My nice welded and fabrication bench. So I've just managed to bend that over straight away on that. A few right taps. Oh, and that'll be straight. And we'll have the panel formed. Yeah, I decided against bashing it across the bench. Just put it in the sheet former. Let's see. Right, that's a bit quicker. Now I'll just dress it up on the bench across the edge. Before I start tonight, I thought I'd show you a little video of what we're having to do on Sam's Mini. It's just relating to the jig that we've made. I'll show you now. It's getting a lot of new panels and a lot of strength being took out as I'm taking the old panels out. So I'm trying to keep the strength there and keep everything straight and lined up and giving myself as much help as possible when I'm putting the new panels back together. So this is what this jig does. Currently it's located at the front bulkhead, so that's in helping it to be located, keeping it steady as well. But our door bar, which is this here, it's not fitting this one, or not fitting this shell as it was intended. It fit the shell we restored last year, so I'll show you. It goes from A post to A post. I'll go walk around the other side. Right, and it fits up against the A post. It's got a bolt, a nut welded on there, and then you get this one, and it's like a clamping plate goes through there, and it clamps the A posts together. So that side, you can see there's a gap there. So, and we walk back round the other side. The clamp's actually on the other side of the A post, so for some reason this Mini isn't as wide as the bar that was made to fit Oscar. So if some of you have been following us, you'll remember Oscar, the Mini we had in last year. Funny enough, red again. This was all installed and made around Oscar. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to make this bar here adjustable. So if I slice it and put a bit of smaller tube inside, so we've got this tube down here, I'm going to slice it, tube it, and then I'm going to put a nut and bolt on either side, so these feet, for want of a better word, can move in and out. So whenever we get a shell in, we can always bolt it central up here, tighten it up, and then bolt it to the frame and have the A-frame steady. And then what I'm going to have to make for this side is what we did for Oscar last time, which is this over here. Right, we've got this Frankenstein kind of bracket. So this locates the hinge, so it goes into there. So it does the clamping force down there, and it also locates the hinge panel. So I'm going to make one of these for the passenger side over there. So this is the driver's one. I'm going to make one for the passenger, and we're also going to make that bar adjustable, so then it should fit the various different size openings in the Minis that we store, hopefully over the next hopefully as and when we restore the next one, it'll fit better. Right, the garage is a right tip at the minute. Oh, and I got some bits and pieces today, some
welding clamps, new wire wheel, and some sexy as welding gloves. Comfortable as hell. Right, let's get on with the task in hand. Just on the back bench, I've just finished up the corner piece for the ear pillar. So that's that panel made up with two pieces of metal formed, and this bit here is gonna be Frenched in to that bit there. So I've got it marked. Where's the mark? There's the mark there, and there's one there. So that's where I need to cut out, and then that panel goes in there. Fits in like that. So that's my next job. Fit that in, and I think I've got to do the same over there. Right, I'm getting that cut out, but what's making my life even harder is the old scuttle panel is still underneath. So that's the old scuttle panel there, with my fingers on, and we've welded the new scuttle over the top of the old scuttle. That's why we've got a lump here, which I need to take that off to remove the old one so I can fit that flush. But I'm trying to do it in bits and pieces so I don't lose the integrity of the corner. So now I'm figuring out, is this strong enough to hold the integrity of the corner while I unpick the scuttle and just move it that way, so I can repair it all and do it all in one go. Oh. Well, we've got this holding that's holding the floor just temporary, that's holding everything there. Just needs tightening up. Didn't tighten that up last night. I think we're good to go. And this is the old raggedy bit of inner wing, which will be replaced by these little beauties here. So might be a bit easy to show you there. Right, so this bit here, there, and this bit underneath here, all this crap under there is this bit here and part of this bit. So that's the closing panel, that's the inner wing. The inner wing has to slip up behind here, and then my panel that I've made, which is there, sandwiches in the corner there. But somebody's left all the old stuff underneath, so that left my job. Makes my life bloody difficult. And once that corner's all rebuilt, then I can remove all this and replace that. Once that's in place, then I can replace this. But everything's attached to it, so that's attached to it. The bottom dash rail, so it's just figuring out how to do it so it just doesn't collapse on one corner. It shouldn't do, like. Let's carry on though. As you can see, I chickened out. Instead of just going balls deep and cutting it all out without another brace in, I welded another brace in from there down to here. So now we should have the ear pillar should be supported. It triangulates across onto the bottom dash rail, so that's supported off that rail. That's holding the floor up. It's all supported off cross brace. So this corner now, I think, in theory, shouldn't move. So I should be able to cut the whole corner out and repair it, I think. I'm gonna give it a go. So this is what we've been talking about. I've made the cut and I've removed the little tack welds that were down there, and look what we've got underneath. We've got the original scuttle underneath. Look at it, just rotten. So someone's just come along and went, we'll just weld that over the top of the rotten crap. So now I can remove all that rotten crap and remove the post. Just to show you how bad this Mini really is. Really has been held together with hope and prayer. Watch along here. A little tap with the hammer. When I get purchased.
that bit, that's just all knocked apart with the hammer. Right along, see that bit all the way along there, just knocked apart. And this is just coming apart as well on the top. Enough messing around, time for the grinder. Right, you'll probably see it looks pretty drastic, the Mini. Yeah, can you see it behind us? See if I can do it while it's pointing the camera. Right, took the ear pillar out, best chunk of it, so that's that lot there, all rotten and everything. So that's now out, gone. The rotten corner up here, that's out. Took the scuttle out, I took the scuttle off all the posts, and I'm starting to take the doorstep out. So there's too many panels to line up, so it all had to come out, so it was all braced and marked. I've got marks on this pipe, or this tubing, where things should go back, and now I can start clamping everything in and getting it squared back round, I think. I'll show you what I've been doing. I've marked on the back there, the cutout for this panel here, so that's what this is all for. So that panel, the new doorstep and start of the outer ear post goes there, kind of goes in there. Scuttle's all sorted out now, so that's gonna return back and be flush once I nip it up. And then these panels are rebuilt, so that was knackered, so that panel slides in there, and we get this closure panel, or fillet panel, or I don't know what the hell you call it, flitch panel, something, that goes in there, up against that lot, that all closes up, so that fits in there. And then finally, the inner wing on the floor sandwiches in between them two, and that creates the ear pillar. But a lot of work still left, because that obviously that's not sitting flush. That's got to be sitting in position. It's got to be sit back there and pushed back to there. It's got to be welded onto that bit. So this is just a slow process of lining everything up. I'll have to address the issue of a bit mild rust in there. I'll just tickle it with the belt sander, the little needle file. So now I'm going to try and see if I can get it all pinned into place. I'll try and cleat it into place. Right, as you can see around the place, we've got bits of Mini all over the place and tools and everything. It's a right mess, but behind, as you can see, I've getting quite a bit done. We're getting the doorstep tacked in place, so it's only tacked 1, 2, 3, couple of places. I went a bit overboard with my tacks there. It's tacked in place, but we're using our jig to hold everything in place. So we've got the ear post getting held in by the jig, and I've just got the wing clamped on in place, and the combined inner wing and everything's all clamped in. This is a brilliant piece of kit. So this is inner wing, ear panel and closure panel up there, all joined, already built, done. So you just put it in. So yeah, I'm cracking on a bit. I'll actually show you. This is what we've got under here. So this, I've just got everything in place with the clamps. So we'll put the wing out the way, keeping everything safe. But now it's just a case of getting everything lined up to work, getting all the gaps correct. Scuttle's back in place. So next is trying to fettle the inner wing and then
get the door in and gap the door. So still loads to do. Once this side's done, gotta go to tap the other side and do exactly the same. So if you like what you're seeing and you want us to carry on, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, check us out on our socials. Yeah, just comment below on anything you want us to do or any questions you want to ask, why we do it this way, or we don't confess to be professionals at it, we just enjoy doing it, so that's why we're doing it. And me personally, I love bringing minis back to life, so that's why I'm doing it. So yeah, thanks for watching.